So, hello everybody. Today we are going to talk about Bangladesh, and this time it's going to be a series. And the name of this series is Bangladesh, a country of Bhagar. Now, the reason why I'm giving this series name, a country of Bhagar, is because it is literally a Bhagar country. Now, you might be wondering, what does this Bhagar mean? Well, Bhagar does have a literal meaning, and this meaning is, in English, would be dumping ground or garbage. I would rather keep it as dumping ground, so it might sound better. But I think Bhagar is even better, so let's keep it Bhagar, right? So Bangladesh, a country of Bhagar. That's the name of the series. And since it's a series, so it means that there will be many other parts coming in future. So today we will talk about our airport and the experiences of our airport, international airport. Now, if you're a foreigner or if you are even a Bangladeshi, you come by airport, right? Most of the time. Of course, there are some, land port as well, but most of the time you will come by air. So that therefore is very important for you as a foreigner or even a Bangladeshi who is living abroad to get to know about the experiences of this international airport. Now, here I would like to make one thing very clear, is that I really love my country and my motherland. And this is the country, Bangladesh, where I was born and raised. So therefore, I really love it. But the fact is, this country is not functioning properly. And it is, in my understanding, it is a country of Bhagar in this world. And therefore, I really want the system to work. And therefore, I would like to reach out to not only the Bangladeshi citizens or the members of the public, but also the international members of the public or the international people to get to know our country so they can start talking about this country's system, so we as a Bangladeshi can realize and recognize that this country's system isn't working, so we become really, really serious to fix this problem. And I have realized is that it is not working at all. So most of the time, this country's people have somehow taken the system that is not working at all, the anomalies that are not working at all, as normal. And if you have taken these things as normal, then of course you know that you're not going to fix it at all, because you have to figure out the problems first. If you have considered these things as a problem, then you can solve it. And if you think that, okay, these are quite normal, and you have taken it quite easy, then of course you're not going to fix it at all. So that's something what I have figured out. That's something what whenever I come to Bangladesh for a small or visit, I realize that people in this country, they have somehow taken it easy or taken it as quite normal. And if you have taken it quite normal, and if you're not considering it as a problem, well, you know that it's not going to fix at all. And therefore we have to talk about it. Now, let's start with the experience. If you're a foreigner, of course, you will come by air. And so you'll probably end up landing to the Dhaka International Airport, which is the most important international airport in Bangladesh. And so you will be waiting for your immigration. So you'll have to wait for a long queue. And before, the queue and the system was very terrible. Now these days, they have somewhat fixed it. So let's leave this part apart. So let's assume that you have had already your immigration part done, so you are now waiting for your luggage to come. So you will be waiting for hours, and yet you probably will be waiting for your luggage to come. It might take several hours. If you're lucky, you can get it in 30 minutes, 40 or 50 minutes. But otherwise, you might have to wait for hours. And after that, let's assume that you got or you received your luggage. What can happen is that your luggage may have been cut. Yes, it may have been cut, and some of your important stuffs may have been stolen. It can happen in Bangladesh. So who did it? Some of the airport authorities or the public that are working there, they do it. So even if it didn't happen with you, you would see it happened with some of your fellow passengers. You can see it right in front of your eyes that it has happened. I've seen it many times. So it can happen. And then if it happens with you, you would immediately realize that it's a country of Bhagar, means it's a country of garbage, or whichever way you call it, right? Now, let's assume that you got your luggage and that now you are getting out of the airport. if you're coming from European countries, or if you're a foreigner, look like different, or if you're a white foreigner, so they wouldn't probably check your bag or luggage again. They normally don't check it. I've never found it for myself, so I never experienced it. But what I saw in my own eyes is that most of the times, if you're coming from Middle Eastern countries, and if you're a Bangladeshi working there as an expat, you know that there are so many laborers and the expats that are working in the Middle Eastern countries. And just to let you know is that Bangladesh is highly dependent on the foreign remittance. Its economy is mostly, if not, entirely dependent on the foreign remittance. And most of the remittances come from Middle Eastern countries. And how do they treat these people? If you're coming from Middle Eastern countries with whichever kind of luggage you're bringing in, they're going to check it again when you are getting out of this airport. And do they really check to find something illegal or something that is not illegal to bring in? No. Why they're checking it? Just for the sake of checking, so they can get something out of you. So they're harassing you, so they can get some money or something. So this is a form of bribing, I would say. So they know that these are laborer. They live in the Middle Eastern countries for their livings, and so most of them are not educated. So they can somehow get something out of these people, and they do it. What it means is, in this country, if you don't have power, if you're not if you're from educated family, or your rights or something, they're going to bribe you, or they're going to exploit you. And they do it right in the middle of your journey to Bangladesh. You haven't even arrived. You haven't even gotten out of the airport. So now how would you feel? Even if you don't experience it yourself, but you can see that some of your fellow passengers are experiencing it, of course, you would immediately recognize that this is a Bhagar country, right? That means, of course, you know what it is, a garbage. Then, once you got out, if you're a foreigner, of course, you would be looking for a bus or a metro or a train. I mean, like the public transportation to go to the city center or wherever you would like to go to, but you wouldn't find anything. In this airport, there is no connecting bus, train, or nothing at all. And there is no sign as such that, after 10 minutes, if you walk on that way, you will find a bus stop or a train stop or something. There isn't anything as such. So you'll just be wondering where to go to. And it's an international airport. Would you believe it? But that's exactly what you are going to experience. I can tell you that. And then, of course, probably you will have to hire a taxi or a CNG, they call it, auto rickshaw or something like that. So let's say that you would get onto that taxi. It's, of course, a private vehicle. You'll have to pay a lot for that. But let's say that you found one and you started your journey to the city of Dhaka. And now you'll probably be riding for only 2 minutes, and then you will realize that you are stuck in the middle of nowhere because your taxi or CNG or whichever vehicle that you're on, that is not moving at all. Why? It's because the traffic system, the city of Dhaka has a huge traffic. Sometimes you'll have to wait for hours, 2-3 hours to get to your destination. You know what? The citizen of this city spend half of their life on this street. Would you believe it? But that's what they do. So you can easily then realize or will recognize that this is a country which is actually a dumping country, and you should dump this country. You should recognize that this country is not functioning. This country is not working. The system isn't working, and therefore you need to talk about it. And so today I just started from the airport. I'll be talking about its education, its health, and many other sectors as well. So to let everybody know is that our country is not functioning, and somebody needs to talk about it. Somebody needs to fix about it. For today, that's it. Thank you. Bye-bye.